got here, Charlie?
I got a box of tents. Subway down the road. Oh, y'all have a good day.
You too, thanks. I'm Sarah, and this is Charlie. This is a pretty interesting episode because we start building our tiny house. We've spent about a month preparing to build, reading and sourcing materials. We're no stranger to living small after years living together in our Formosa 41 sailboat, so we know what works and what doesn't work for us. It's often overlooked and very challenging to do in small spaces. Join us as we design and prepare to build our tiny home on wheels.
Hi.
What you doing?
Oh, making a crate to send this thing back, but my fancy new nail gun
Oh no.
is not the greatest.
Are you sure it's not the quality of your nails?
Yeah.
Good morning. We ran out of water in our tanks last night, so we only have a little bit of water this morning to drink, and we have to wait till the hoses thaw to fill up our water tanks. Charlie and I are just making some gluten-free waffles. Someone I live near likes to be gluten-free despite my absolute passion for gluten, and I think they're gonna be good, so I'm pretty excited about that. Morning, dear.
Good morning.
What do you have, Charlie?
More cardamom pods.
Very nice. Well, after a most creative time cleaning the blender due to the lack of running water, almost not over the sink. There we go. Thanks. We are going to take our buckwheat that I fermented overnight. We're going to add almond, coconut, and cassava flour, egg, and coconut milk. I can't quite remember, but I'll remember once I turn the camera off. W-A-F-F-L-E stands for
Waffle.
fermented buckwheat. Half teaspoon soda, 4 teaspoons salt. Baking soda. You just soak it whole.
Was it already the one that's split buckwheat, or is it just the complete buckwheat berries?
Complete buckwheat berries.
And what are you naming these now?
Buckberries, because every time I say buckwheat, Charlie thinks he's eating gluten, and he's not. They're gluten-free, so I've had to rename them. Gluten!
Alright, what are your thoughts on the first blend, dear?
I think I should have blended the buckwheat alone with just like the eggs or the coconut milk.
Ooh, did it sizzle?
It did sizzle. Oh no!
This is bad. Didn't go in the crevice of my new hatch I just built.
No, I think it's okay. Not being much of a waffle fan, Charlie found a crepe pan, made a pancake on it.
Sorry about your carpet, dear.
Oh, nice work! Wow! How does it feel to catch pancakes flying through the air like that?
Yeah, I go around town catching pancakes, people that get out.
Actually,
Cats and trees and pancakes, I catch both.
pretty solid landing. All right, the hoses have thawed, so I got the water running and gonna fill up the tanks.
Life is a winding road. No telling where it goes.
Alright, let me put this junk in that trash bag.
Who are you?
I'm the hired help. I came all the way from Pennsylvania to help put this wonderful thing together, this garage.
Why'd you hire that guy again?
Oh, he's great. Locals were more arsonists.
Okay, but for real, who is this
Oh, this is
person?
my dad. My dad came down to help.
Hi, we're here. We're gonna put this together. It's gonna be wonderful. Great experience. We have directions, and the directions are in English.
We just received in the mail our second tent because the first tent was 4 feet shorter than advertised. So we got this one out of the package, and by the way, these packages are the size of multiple pallets because they're big enough to build a tiny house in. And we measured it to start with, unlike the first tent, so we're learning. And this one is indeed the advertised height. And in a couple days we should have it up, and then we can actually build a house. May just end up living in a tent, we'll see. Put those in the crate?
In the buckets, the heirloom buckets.
The one that over there,
The
to take
one
back?
bye-bye.
Okay, wow, amazing you kept them separate.
We put it on our some more sawhorses. This is what we need. We're gonna need those guys that are underneath.
This box, either this one or the other long one, is what we need.
Hopefully.
because they've got the little punched hole. Where's the other one? The knot bottom, the knot sides.
We need one over here.
This is which is the knot side? That's the knot side? That's the right. Nice, heavy gauge stuff, almost 3 inches. All right, I got rid of that one.
Here's the correct pull.
Correct pull. See, it's got the little hole.
Oh.
Yep. I'm gonna record you, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
You like twist it the whole way? There we go.
Give her the company block of wood so she can hit it.
Thanks. Just like.
Just use it to hit the thing flush.
Other side.
Oh, that really made a difference.
Thank you, dude.
You're welcome.
Now we're ready for a raisin.
Let's raise this.
Get your grapes out, put them in sun.
What?
We're having a raisin.
Oh, thanks.
Get your helmet.
Here we go with the raising.
I should after last one. I mean, little problem with your wind braces there.
I may have to help with the wind bracing. Don't let it fall and hurt yourself.
Oh, no, never. Charlie, we need a lever. All right, took all 3 of us, but the tent first pole has been lifted.
We gotta get up there. How am I gonna? I'm not tightening those nuts up in the air. Wow.
Tell us about your hair care secrets, dear.
Well, the brush went through.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been having a really hard time finding running shoes this year, and so I went to one of those places where you like get your feet measured, and I found out that I have some of the narrowest heels in the world, but quite a wide toe box, and so that's what's commonly referred to as pizza feet. So I got shoes, particularly recommended for people with pizza feet. And if you know me, you know how much I love pizza, so it's all kind of funny. Meanwhile, we found that the only way we were ever going to get this super tall tent up was to rent a machine for the day.
A little twisty strap. I need a twisty strap. Hold my bucket up.
We could have just built this in Vermont and called it our house.
Yeah, this is a little more substantial than I had anticipated. It started getting pretty nuts. Then it started getting pretty dangerous.
You lead the talk. Good idea. Ow!
Oh, sorry, dear.
How about to the head? Okay. We're on the camera.
I just want to talk about how in the tiny house we're going to have a bed where we can both have our shoulders touch the flat part, so one person's not always tilted and curved. I'm going to not have a roof over my head.
Are you sure? I mean, you might have gotten to a point where you feel really safe with your little nook that you sleep in.
I do feel pretty safe, but it would be nice. And then, when I want to sneak out of bed in the morning to go have treats, it's impossible because Sarah notices when I crawl over her.
Keeping all the breakfast treats safe since 2000 whatever.
You smell like a mint cookie.
Yeah, I put that arnica stuff on my neck.
There we go. Getting up in the morning. Right. We gotta go in this way. Okay, that feels good. Up or down with that thing. There it is. Okay. Gotta bring the knife out, I think. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna love putting this up twice. That's gonna be. It looks like maybe this is in the wrong place, this door. Maybe it's another, maybe it goes somewhere else.
I asked you to get the instructions.
There's no instructions. Where are the directions?
The sound of silence.
Do we have directions? This doesn't look right. Oh.
Now we do a tensioning knot. And this sailor is very happy that he learned how to do knots.
We got it. Finally got the sizable tent. Turned out that it was way more of an undertaking, way more of a building than it was a tent. But we're gonna put the trailer inside of it, and then it can rain all over my trailer, which will be fine.
Why did you even want a tent to build the tiny house?
Because I'm gonna build from the bottom up, and I have to build a pan under the tiny house, since I'm not putting in a concrete foundation. I have to build an insulated underbelly, and if that gets rained on, all the insulation will get soaked and it won't really dry. So otherwise I gotta tarp it, or I tent it, then I can keep my tools in there and it won't get rained on. And having worked out in the rain on the boat a lot, it's so much nicer to put a plastic tent over the boat. So this was the same idea.
How tall is this tent?
It's gigantic. I think it's about 15 or 16 feet tall. It says 17, but the numbers on these tent boxes have been wrong every single time.
This is the second tent you built, right?
This is the second tent.
Why?
First tent was 4 feet shorter than it was supposed to be.
So we don't really know how tall the tent is, but this one we think is tall enough, right?
It's definitely tall enough.
Great, and what do you have to snack on here today?
Butternut squash. I'm worried the season's ending. Getting concerned.
Squash season is over. What will you be made of come spring?
I guess carrots? I don't know.
So we came outside today to take a look at the trailer and try to figure out where we want to put our windows and what size we want to have our windows. So we're going to stand at the trailer and talk about which direction is going to face where on the land, and try to get the tallest windows possible, because it looks like we're going to have a little issue with getting the slope of the roof steep enough to shed snow, and the windows tall enough to be taller than us so that you get that nice like light coming in feeling. So here we go. We haven't pulled the trailer into the tent yet, but that's next. So the reason I was excited about this is most tiny houses run their floorboards this way on top, and it makes it look like one huge long straight shot.
A bowling alley.
Yeah, like a bowling alley. So if you run your floorboards like that, it ends up looking not like a really weird shaped house.
You're going to have the plywood flooring because it holds the place together.
Yeah, sort of. But you can use the 1x on an angle. It'll hold it together. Nail, 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 nail.
Father and son.
Lots of nails. We don't like plywood anymore. We're over plywood. Plywood doesn't dry when it gets wet. Pieces of wood.
It's not going to
they
get
dry.
wet.
Oh, everything gets wet. We get things wet. They get wet. Animals pee on the floor. Cow walks inside, pees on the floor. No plywoods. That's don't
Honey,
dry.
we just talked about this morning. You can't have any animals that you don't eat in the
You're gonna
fall.
have something walk inside and pee.
By the way, what do you do for your hair? It's just beautiful.
Thanks, dear.
All right, let's talk about what we came out here to talk about. Windows.
Windows.
Whoa!
So please, you're really pushing my neck down here.
Sorry, dear. Shut the door.
Not a balancing.
You are my balancing point. I chose you.
Not my top of my head.
I chose you as my anchor in this world.
The reason I didn't want to run them this way was I wanted underneath these 2x8s is going to be the vapor barrier, and so no wood is going to be outside of the vapor barrier. So the vapor barrier is going to stop ground moisture from steaming up and sweating up in the vapor drive, from coming up from the wet ground into the crawl space, essentially joists. The door is going to be here. That sounds fine.
What about over there?
Well, the feng shui part of me felt it was better over there. I thought the door was going to be fine next to the
That's
fenders.
because we're in a barn, but I think if the view is that way, you're going to want the door here. So come up the driveway.
I sure do like entering on this side. Maybe because it's a barn.
This is the door, and that's the view. How nice. You just feel crowded over here. So there will be a small hand. Changing orientations is a little confusing, but we're gonna get there.
Well, that gives you an 8-foot room. You walk in there, 8 or 9-foot room.
With the washer, dryer, and a toilet taken out?
No.
Yeah, that's the issue. So that should go over there.
It'd be convenient if the bedroom ended at the wheel well. We either go to here.
So let's
Or
just try
here.
to play out making
Okay.
it as comfortable and spacious for us as possible,
Okay,
and see if
see
it
what
ends up
happens.
having enough space or not
Great.
enough space, and we can contract.
All right, I'll make
So-
a dust mark there.
That's the bedroom.
I think so.
Okay. And then a washer, dryer, toilet unit. That doesn't have to be small. It can go to this bar.
Okay.
My finger's smaller than yours by a lot. Okay, so then that's perfect. You walk in the door and you immediately get pushed over by the thing that pushes over people with shoes onto this bench where they take
Great.
them off.
Yeah, the shoe conveyor person.
And it's like a cubby hole situation where there's cubby holes along this wall and hooks to hang things. And this floor should probably be something that is pretty impermeable to water.
It
It's
should be
Vermont.
impermeable. How deep do you
I'm
want
gonna
to
get my other coat.
You need room to stand. It's getting cold out here.
Not much. The boat kitchen is so efficient.
You want this board so you can walk across instead of falling through there?
No, this is much more exciting.
Sarah might like a board.
Oh, my balance was good, and I have health insurance. Not in this state, but I do have health insurance. All right, dear, what should we do next?
Well, that's enough room. I mean, we spend a lot of time in the kitchen.
Charlie went inside to get his vitamins, and his dad, I don't know, so I'm out here alone. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to tell you a few things conceptually about our tiny house. Why is my face so white? I guess because I haven't had sun, because it's February. So, one thing most people building a tiny house don't talk about is that they don't intend to live in this tiny house for a very long time. And tiny living is nothing new to Charlie and I, because we've been living in a sailboat, which is actually going much smaller than this tiny house we're building now is going to be. And I gotta say, I'm just not excited about the idea of living in a tiny house on land. And never really have been conceptually into it, but it does do a couple of really important things for us, which is get something fast that we can live in out of the elements, which in Vermont we get a lot of rain, and winter, of course, is going to require some sort of structure. So it gives us that, and financial freedom, because it keeps costs really low, despite that this is a terrible time to build a tiny house, and it's actually super expensive material-wise right now, just given that we are wherever we are. Ever since the pandemic, construction supplies have been through the roof, and that hasn't changed, and it actually doesn't look like it's going to get better anytime soon. So we decided we can't help it. We need a house now. We need a structure stability now, so we can focus on healing Lyme disease and just creating that stability in our life. Please, please, please. So, those are the two things that make tiny houses appealing to me. I will say, once we build this, because of the cost of construction, it looks like we're going to be living in it for quite some time.
I'm really honestly worried it's going to fall down with all these windows. We're not going to have enough shear strength to go 60 miles an hour down the road. I was going to use the wall corner space for diagonal bracing. But I think a 24-inch rough opening for the window is going to be more than enough for a bathroom.
Yeah.
22 is probably more like it. We don't want it to be the window to be disproportionate to the room size.
This is going great. All right, so over here we're gonna have
over
a pretty
here.
normal window, top edge line. I think you're right on that. One window's good, dear. If you throw these windows in, we're not going to have enough structural bracing, and the house is gonna fall over.
All right, so 32 inches wide.
Yeah. All right, now this side, and then that's all of the windows. Man, my neck is hurting.
Oh, your neck's looking much better than it was.
Yeah, but I looked that way.
The room's big enough for two little windows, for sure.
But that may not be better.
One in the center. It'll be really nice and classic looking.
Yeah. I think we made our bedroom too big, and probably only needs one window.
One window.
See where
So you'll be able to be laying and you will look out.
No.
Yes.
No, I've done a lot of waking up, and I know that's not how waking up.
I need this corner.
So do I.
I need 4 feet in from this corner for bracing.
Do these braces come out once we get there?
No, it's part of the wall.
Sorry, dear, you can't have that.
The wall's gonna fall down, dear.
But the window will be nice.
Okay. And the thing is, we have to go 65 miles an hour.
I think you're allowed to go 55.
Three feet. Fine. So, all right. So we don't have a
4
window.
might work. 3.5.
Nope, 3's gonna be fine. So here. So if we turn it sideways and smack it over there, and then put the closets out here.
It has more of a daybed look to it. No, closets can still fit here. There's plenty of space for that. Then I won't look out. No, I think we want our bedroom to feel like a proper bedroom.
Oh my god.
Thanks for going down that path with me, but can we take a U-turn?
You want to make it feel large again?
Yeah.
That's this part of the house we hang out in, and you made a good point.
I know, but as soon as I made it and as soon as you understood, I took a U-turn.
No, I think you're right. I think we're going to need more space out there for writing, doing desk work and stuff. Otherwise, we're going to be doing the desk work in the bedroom, which is fine with me too.
Today is 2/22/22, a most auspicious day to recreate the relationship with yourself and a great opportunity to create loving relationships in your most important relationships.
Fabulous.
22 inches from there to there. Look at that. I'm 22. Perfect. He's all divisible by 22.
We decided on windows. A little more working through measurements, but I think we have a solid plan. That's really important because they take a while to be made at the window factory. Thinking I might go on a run, but it is raining. It just stopped. I waited for it to stop to get out of the car, so I may not go on a run. But we're looking at 3 days of rain coming up, so it's kind of my last chance. That's the refrigerator.
Well, that's a little wide, isn't it?
Next up we have Charlie's hair care secrets.
Right here. Thanks.
Bear care. 17 people on Instagram want to know your hair care secrets.
Well, that's why it's a good secret.
You're not gonna tell your secrets. Maybe 3? That's a wrap. Join us again next week to weld and frame in our trailer foundation, welcome spring planting some sprouts and an herb garden, and open the hatches to warmer days.
Countertops. Nice deep but shallow.
Thanks so much to our Patreons who are making this possible.
That's too deep.